Welcome, my friends, to Tastes from the Road, the show where I cook my favorite dishes from around the world that I've found on my travels. Today, we're making a Serbian favorite, the Karađorđeva snicla. This dish actually has a really great backstory, and was easily one of my favorite creations that I found during my time living in Belgrade, Serbia. The Karađorđeva snicla is named after a famous Serbian revolutionary, and its creation goes like this. A Soviet diplomat of mysterious origin comes over to Serbia for a diplomatic event. He's hungry. He requests a chicken Kiev to be made, something off the menu, of course. The chef, in a panic, needs to come up with something that resembles the famed dish, but he doesn't have the ingredients. He's not a quitter, of course, and said, "Today, I will make something Serbian." He came up with a rolled pork schnitzel dish using pork and kajmak in lieu of the chicken, Swiss cheese, and ham. The Soviet guest was so impressed that the dish became the talk of the town, and now it's one of the national dishes of Serbia. The chef was also a star in his own right, as he was a famed head chef to the leader of Yugoslavia, Josip Broz Tito, and an intern at a hotel that Nikola Tesla apparently used to live in. A true Serbian legend. So, onto the dish. For this dish, you're going to need some pork loin, kajmak, a sort of Serbian clotted cream cheese will do as an easy replacement, and then just your regular old frying basics, sunflower oil, breadcrumbs, flour, and eggs. You'll also need to make a very vital tartar sauce for this dish, which is a simple mashup of pickles, mayo, and a bit of salt. Let's start this off with the tartar sauce, because it needs some time to set up in the fridge and get nice and combined. Start with some good pickles and chop them into a fine dice. Not too big, not too small, really just however you like it. Add some chopped fresh dill, and then squirt or scoop in the mayo. The measurements aren't exact, so just do what feels right. You can add some lemon, some Tabasco, but I kept mine traditional. Next, we head over to the pork loin. Just like any schnitzel, we need a thin piece of meat. I banged the hell out of this with the bottom of a pan, and then decided to butterfly it a bit to get it to about a 1/2 inch thickness. You can have your butcher do this for you as well. Totally up to you. This dish is pretty simple. You lay out your meat, and then grab your kajmak or cream cheese. You're going to slather the inside of the meat and then roll it into a nice bundle, a meat tube, if you will. If yours is falling apart, go for some toothpicks. Next, we head over to the breading station. You should of course use the trendy wet hand, dry hand technique, starting with a double layering of eggs and flour, and finally into the breadcrumbs. It should be flour, eggs, breadcrumbs. You can also season your breadcrumbs as you like. I just added some salt. Well, hey, look at those bad boys. Let's get to frying. I will let you know that this dish is also routinely called the maiden's dream in Serbian. Is it because she loves fried pork? Or it's just phallic in nature? Maybe we'll never know, but the answer is out there somewhere. Now, on to the frying. You're gonna get your oil nice and hot and drop these bad boys right in the pan. I think this is traditionally done in the deep fryer, but the shallow fry seemed to work just fine for me. Also, I didn't have a deep frying situation. I browned each side until golden, maybe about 2 minutes on each side, and then popped them all in the oven to cook through. Nothing worse than an undercooked meat pipe. And voila, the Karađorđeva snicla, a beautifully fried meat rocket stuffed with a thick cream. Yikes. Anywho, you're going to plate this up with sliced tomato and lemon for garnish, and then smother the top in tartar sauce. It really adds the acid that this very fatty dish craves. And now, for the cross-section we've all been waiting for. I'm hoping for a very nice, evenly cooked center with the cream just about melted. It's always a scary situation cutting into something that could be raw. Well, if that isn't as beautiful as the old town in Belgrade, I just don't know what is. I think the Serbians would be proud of this one. All right, Karađorđeva snicla. I remember having this dish when I was in Smederevo, which is a kind of like old fortress town in the north of Serbia. And I can't believe it, but this looks exactly like what I had. The thick tartar sauce, the nicely fried meat. I don't fry meat often, so I'm pretty stoked. But the answer to the dish is in the taste. Živeli. The main difference between this and a normal schnitzel is that since it's in a tube, it makes the meat a little bit more tender, and you get that nice kajmak or sour cream in the middle, and it kind of like changes up the flavor profile. But the outside is the delicious schnitzel that you and I know all too well. The only thing missing is a real Serbian beer.